a bit eccentric, but you're in good hands.
All I care about is justice for a life taken too soon.
Turkish TV dramas known as Dizi are gaining popularity around the globe, drawing millions of viewers and boosting tourism. The Economist reports that Turkey is now the world's third biggest exporter of scripted television series, only behind the U.S. and the U.K. According to LA-based research company Parrot Analytics, international demand for Turkish dramas has increased by 184% between 2020 and 2023. The Istanbul Chamber of Commerce tells us that the export of television series earned Turkey $600 million in 2022. The agency also says that number has likely grown since then. And the fourth season of Resurrection Ertuğrul gained over 14 million viewing hours globally in the first 3 months of last year on Netflix. For more, Ravale Mohydin joins me now. She is a senior researcher at TRT World Research Centre, which is a research and policy institute based in Istanbul. So thank you for joining us. For the uninitiated, and I am among the uninitiated, talk to us about what a Dizi is. What's driving this popularity?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. So let me start with a personal story. I grew up in Pakistan, and we always had Hollywood around us, and suddenly, all of a sudden, Turkish content started popping up everywhere. They were all on our screen. People started naming their child Ertuğrul. That piqued my interest as an academic researcher. So we conducted a lot of qualitative and quantitative studies to kind of study what's going on, what's the phenomenon, like why are people so crazy about this show, about these shows. And, you've already mentioned, like, we already know there's the third largest, exporter of content worldwide now. There's clearly a very large, wide appeal for it. But our research helped us learn some very important things, some really interesting things. Three main things that I'm going to point out right now. One, even though it was not really ever a planned approach, like there was not really ever an actual policy for moving forward, like from the government or something. But there has been an increase due to these shows in Turkish soft power. And not only is there an impact on people intending to visit Turkey, which they clearly are, but there is also an increase in intent to support Turkish foreign policy. There is an interest
so from
in
the government's
following...
perspective, this is a valuable investment. Talk to us a little bit more about how the interest in Turkish dramas is actually boosting tourism.
So the interest in Turkish dramas is basically like people are actually intending to move to Turkey because of these Turkish dramas. Our research is clearly showing that.
Really, moving to Turkey.
Moving to Turkey, and action is actually being translated into, intent is translated into action now. In our studies, we are seeing that. People actually are investing in Turkey. They're learning Turkish. They're supporting, they're following Turkish news. So this is very, it's crazy to think that a Turkish drama is actually creating this much interest in a country. And, one thing which I find very interesting is that there's everybody is saying that, whatever the people that we've spoken to, that there's a lot of relatability of the content. There's universal themes, of course, there's love, family, honor, and all of that. But there's also this extra zing in them, which is like this. They always put these content, these nuggets of cultural or historical pieces, like in the Dizis, and what that does is not only do a lot of people around the world relate to it, they see themselves represented in them, but they also see that it's something exotic. It's something which is interesting. Just wanted to let you know that Istanbul literally was the most visited city literally last year, in the entire world. It contributed to 12% of the country's GDP, tourism.
And really quickly, tell me, who are the people who are coming the most? What are the groups of people who are coming the most?
So you'd be interested to know that it's from all over the world. I mean, obviously, regional tourists are very, I mean, both from the region, like the MENA region, there's obviously coming, but there's also from like Latin America, there's from Europe, South Asia, East Asia, so all over the world. They're all coming to Turkey to kind of visit and find out more about where their favorite characters come from.
Truly
What's going to
global.
happen.
Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Ravale Mohydin, appreciate you.